No. Oh, okay. We riding this vehicle? Nice. Okay. Well, honey, you get on the passenger side because I can see over. Well, no, you get up front. You get up front because I can sit. I'll sit behind the drive on the other side because you're the one who. It was her idea to stop here. She's been wanting to see these buffaloes. Our son lives in Chicago, so we drive by here 2 or 3 times a year, and she keeps been wanting to come here for a couple of years now. So finally.
Seatbelts don't work.
Okay.
There we go, yeah. Sighting. First one. Oh, there's a whole bunch over this mountain right here, honey. Yeah.
Buffalo and Indianna is a winning word for people. They come to home of the Buffalo people. There's over 200 head, and in that 200 head, as of April, our babies started coming. And my last count on babies was 48. Wow. They are wild. So if they come up, don't reach out for them and stay in the vehicle. got 65.
Red dogs. How long does it they stay that color?
They stay that color for about a month and a half,
Huh.
2 months,
Oh, so he's just born.
about 4 weeks ago.
Wow. Do you ever give him names?
Bulls always get names, cows don't.
Huh.
This is a feministic herd. There's more cows than there is bulls.
Ah.
So the ladies run the herd.
Is that a bull over there? Are there any bulls out here?
Well, yeah,
Oh, I can't tell them. I mean, can I tell them apart?
there's a young one walking right
Yeah,
there.
I guess, yeah, you can see in the belly. They got wankers.
There's one over there,
Okay.
one down there, big one out there.
Oh, yeah, I see him. Yeah, he's a big fella.
And these are not buffalo. Buffalo come from Africa, the Cape buffalo. They come from Asia, the water buffalo.
These are bison, right?
These are the American bison.
Uh-huh.
And bison is a Latin word that means wild oxen, and that's what they are. They're wild. Nobody here walks among them, nobody touches them.
Yeah.
They got their nickname Buffalo when the Frenchmen came to this part of the world to be fur trappers. They seen them and they put the name Bouf, B-O-U-E-F. And in French that's beef, and it eventually became Buffalo.
Huh.
There's two kinds on the North American continent. At one time there was between 60 and 90 million of these across the North American continent. And in the 1900s, the Department of Natural Resources got together with Canada to count what they could find in the wild, and they only found 541.
Look at this big fellow, honey, on the...
Today, there's approximately 800,000, and that's due to park zoos, farms, ranches, and preserves. And
So these guys get to live till naturally they die?
we harvest, but we only harvest the 2-year-old and older bulls. We
Okay.
don't put down the cow, the giver of life.
Uh-huh.
There's two kinds of bison on the North American continent. East of the Rocky Mountains to the Mississippi River is the plains or the prairie. They're brown in color. Their heads are more square. They have a hump, but it goes over their back farther. It's not as high. And east of the Mississippi to the Atlantic, there's a black bison called the woodland or the mountain bison. They're black in color. Their heads are more triangle shaped. And they have the hump, and it's a lot higher, so that makes them a bigger animal. In 2002, the man that owns the place put in 2 black bulls in his herd. Those bulls aren't here today, but their ancestors walked the ground. So the darker they are, the more woodland they would have in them. This all started over 70 years ago with a couple taking their son to Yellowstone. At that time, he only got to see a couple animals. And on the way home to Bryan, Ohio, he told his folks one day he was going to own his own herd. So they got home to Bryan. He finished his grade school, high school, went to college, and became a doctor and had 3 practices, Wasion, Defiance, and Bryan, Ohio. At that time, he had a little farm on the outside of Edgerton, Ohio. He decided then to get his animals, so he went to Custer State Park in South Dakota and got 1 young bull and 5 heifers. Heifer's a female, they mature between 2 and 3 and starts giving calves, then they become the cow or the giver of life. And we don't put a cow down, we only harvest the 2-year-old and older bulls.
Why do you harvest the bulls?
Because when we get so many down, next year we'll buy that many or more, and then that way we change the bloodline in the herd.
Hey, look at this one coming
We
close.
don't put the bull cows down.
Hello.
Because they're the giver of life.
Hello.
And any female is the giver of
Hello.
life, no matter what species, should
How are
be
you?
respected with all respect, and that's what these guys get.
How are you, buddy?
That's beautiful. How long do they live?
Here they can live into their late 20s. Out west, they're lucky to make it into their mid-20s. There they have the big bears, the mountain lions, large packs of wolves and coyotes. They take out the young, the old, and the crippled. Here we don't have that. So the cows can live to be 28, 29 years old.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And how long do they birth? Are they
They
able
can
to-
give you a baby every year if they want to. It's up to the cow. She chooses. And twins are rare, but it happens, but it's called cruelty or survival of the fittest, because the mom will only choose the strongest and leave the weakest. But here I seen not too long ago where there was 2 places, different places that had cows that give birth to twins, and that them moms are both trying to raise their babies, which is rare.
That's awesome.
Well, his little place in Edgerton grew too small, too fast, and needed more room. So a little over 30 years ago, he walked over 400 plus acres here. Decided this is where he'd build his retirement home and a place he could have his hobby. He put it into 7 fields for the 7 sacred directions. So when you came down the driveway, the field on your left was 1, the one on your right was 2, which we passed coming up here, and the one ahead of us is 3. We're in 4. Then behind us we go 5, 6, 7 comes down part of the lane we came down and goes over to 1, so they rotate around the preserve. And
Oh, look at this guy taking a dirt bath.
so many people started stopping, wanting to see him. He changed his home into a bed and breakfast, put the gift shop together, built a gazebo, and we started doing tours. And right now they are shedding their winter hair. And as soon as it comes out, it's going to start growing back in for this winter. They don't get a barn because they tear down any barn we put them in. So,
I like these guys.
with the thick hide that they have and their long winter hair, they don't shake the snow and ice off of them like dogs, cats, or we do. They let it build up on them, and it insulates them and keeps them warm. And they've seen them in Alaska already with minus 40-degree weather, and they're getting along fine. And there is people that once we move them to the next field, will come in and pick up the big gobs of hair, take it home and clean it, card it, spin it into yarn, and their skeins of yarn sell for $65 and $75 a skein. That's people that's allergic to wool, fur, and hair can wear their hair, and it won't bother their allergies.
Do gardeners buy the poop?
No,
No.
no. About every 5 years, we drag the field and spread lime and orchard grass and clover. They are strictly grass-fed.
Uh-huh.
So before they start their rotation, we take and cut the grasses ahead of them and bale it, and that's what we feed back to them in the winter. And our winter here is November, December, January, February into March. We go back to where we store the hay with a flat trailer, put 14 rolls on the flat trailer that weighs between 600 and 700 pounds. Take it out to whatever field they're in. He sets it on the ground, I cut the netting, get it off, and each animal eats between 60 and 75 pounds worth of grass each per day.
Whoa.
We need 1,500 rolls of grass for our winter. So moms will carry that baby for 9.5 months.
Really?
She'll walk off a little ways for privacy, Within an hour, hour and a half, she'll come back to the herd with that little reddish-orange bundle. They call them red dogs. Within 20 minutes of getting its first milk, it's up, running around in the herd and nibbling grass. And that baby weighed between 30 and 40 pounds. Within a month and a half, 2 months, that baby can triple its weight, and then that's when they start to color up to look like their parents.
Wow.
See this one over here with all the hair still hanging on it, that
Yeah.
younger one?
Do you know like which one's your eldest here?
Well, I'd have to see him. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
It'll be a cow, and she'll just only have little short, stubby horns.
From rubbing them so much or something?
She uses them
Yeah.
to correct with out here. Just like my grandmother used a wooden spoon on me. But,
Mom made me go out and pick my own switch.
yeah.
How long have you been here?
On and off since '89, and the last 20 years I lived here. This, any of these guys can outswim most people. In 3 steps, they can be running between 30 and 35 mile an hour and keep it up for miles. And they have clocked them going 40 mile an hour. Flat-footed without running, they can jump forward 7 foot, spin on a dime, and jump straight up in the air 7 to 8 foot.
Holy moly. I can tell you have a lot of love for this animal.
This is my family.
Do you ever have to go out and help them?
No, there's no way we can do anything down.
And so, do you ever have any sort of outbreak of disease or anything that a vet would have to come out for? Or you
Vets
just
don't even want to be
leave
around them.
it? Yeah.
Only twice a vet will come. And the day before we do a harvest, she'll come. Boss will take her through the herd on the gator. She checks for health. And in 30 years, we've never been turned down. And the next morning, just before daybreak, we'll come out, either put 3 or 4 bulls down, take them 25 miles west of here to LaGrange. It's where they're processed. They bring the heads back. If they're to be mounted, they go to the taxidermist. If not, I put them in a mulch pile. Next year, I'll clean the skulls up and we sell them at the gift shop. And the end of October, we have a yearly roundup where they're all put in that system up there where we turned around with a lot of bunch of gates that leads to a long, narrow hallway with 3 sliding doors. At the end of it's a heavy-duty cattle squeezer. And at that time, there's a veterinarian teacher with a couple students filling needles. So as the animals come through, one at a time will go into the cattle squeezer. They're weighed, find out how many male, how many female. They'll get their yearly vaccination shot. If there's anything, marks or anything on them that people want them to look at, vet will look at it then. And our animals has a tag a little bigger than a quarter in their right ear. They put a wand across it, registered on the computer. And if there's any changes, they make it then. And this year, all our little babies, our red dogs, will get their ears pierced. And we got about 20 new animals that has the plastic tags like the farmers use. Those will be taken out and ours will be put in. Those new animals will come here. They were mainly bulls. There's 6 heifers. So there's some new come to change the bloodline part of them. So.
And the purpose of changing the bloodline is to
No
make it
interbreeding.
stronger, or
There's only one animal that will not have anything to do with its own female relation. Its mother, its sister, its daughter, and that's a wolf. Wolf will pick a mate, and that mate he stays with till one of them die. And either one of them dies, the other one will stay by themselves, but yet they'll take and help the elderly and the young by going hunting and protecting them and the older ones. So when it comes time to move them, my job is to go around the next field to make sure all the staples are holding the wires on, because deers do pass in and out and pop staples, and they will kill anything that comes in their home they don't want. Deer, dogs, coyotes, skunk, coons, and possums. They'll trample them right into the ground. Number 1, 3, 5, and 7 wires electric. The older ones respect it. Don't take too long for the little ones to learn. But if they wanted to go through that wire fence, they'd do it in a heartbeat. But they know that the man in the gift shop, and I see them every day, and they know that we're here to give them what they want, so they're content. They're not like the ones out west. Out west, nobody does nothing for them. So if they want a mineral, they have to eat the earth. We have a tub back there that I put mineral in, which is like salt, calcium, magnesium, and iron. It's good for mom's milk, and it's good for their bones. Because of that hump, they can't roll over like a dog or a cat. So they create these bare spots in the earth. Those are called buffalo wallows. They'll plop down and wallow around on one side, sit up and do the other side. In there, I put a white material that looks like flour. They even put it in our flour to keep it from clumping to the millers and the moths out. It's ground up fossilized seashells called diatomaceous earth. So when they wallow in it, it keeps the bugs off of them. If they lick it, it helps worms them. But come spring, summer, and fall, Mother Nature gives us a free pest control, and it's the birds. And it's the only thing they allow to touch them. They can be laying, walking, sitting, or standing, and there'll be birds all over their backs and in their faces picking off the bugs and seeds. That diatomaceous earth will also heal up any, they might lick a spot and break the skin open, or rub it with their horn. That'll help heal those also. So then they know they're going to get the move. So usually they're headed at the next field, and we don't hurt them. We call them and get the gate swung open, stand between the gate and the fence, and go yuk, 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 yuk real loud, and then you better look out, because all the ground starts shaking and vibrating, the brown thunder coming up out of it. They're grunting and snorting. They get out in the new field. They look like a bunch of cows or kids on jumping jacks. Moms are looking for babies. Babies are looking for mom. 10 minutes. They're just as rowdy as they are right now until the next move, and they're ready to do it again. And there's a couple cows out here, and they're healthy, and they both have calves, and I believe their calves has got the same thing wrong with them as that cow does, and it's inherited. It's called corkscrew hoof, where her hoof is folding over. She's healthy. There's nothing wrong with her other than she's gimpy. And if they're going to do something to her, they'll probably do it to me, because I wear 2 braces on my knees too.
Oh, it just won't draw any attention to that then.
And that's a genetic condition. Is there a particular kind of bird they allow?
Those are cowbirds, swallows, starlings, blackbirds, and sparrows.
And they don't stomp them out if they're sitting on the ground next to them.
Nope.
I see them all through there. Yeah, they're all, they're sharing the property.
You know a cowbird does, don't you? Cowbird won't build its own nest. It goes, finds a nest, kick out the eggs or the chicks, lays its own, and goes with the herd.
That's
Huh.
right.
That sounds like a couple friends I know.
It's so peaceful here. Just
Yeah, it
watching
is.
them.
They're starting to turn to go the other way, so we best head that way, because we're not going to see no lunch boxes. We don't want to get stuck in the herd.
Oh, this is really cool. We're glad we made this stop here. That was nice.
Guy in the field, all the animals do is try to get her up. If they can't get her up, they'll lay their nose on her, lick her, to say goodbye, to boost her back to the other side. After 3 days of mourning, We can have her body. We can't harvest nothing because she laid that long. Take her to the back, remove her head, bury her body. I clean up the skull and I bring it here. There's nothing here but cow parts. And when they're in this field, this is field 7, bulls will come occasionally, but cows will come a lot. And they'll find a skull on the ground. They'll stand at it like they're at a tombstone. Or I'll see a mom with a baby, and they both will put their nose on the same skull. And to me, it's like mom saying, "This is your grandma," or "This is my sister." To know.
Wow.
Elephants, wolves, and horses will mourn their dead,
Yeah.
and so do the bison.
Wow.
And the only time away a cow skull would leave the preserve, because it's a sacred object, is if a Native American would come to the man that owns the place and say he's going to do a ceremony and he needs so many sacred objects, and you don't sell sacred objects, he would probably give them to him.
Yeah.
And when the place was finally put together and ready for the animals, he called the medicine man that we know from out west to come bless the place. And when he did, he went to every wooden fence post on the whole preserve, laid a pinch of tobacco on the ground, said a prayer, and painted a 7-barbed feather for one of the 7 sacred directions. So we look at the whole place has been blessed. And the 7 sacred directions, it would be like north, east, south, west, up, down, middle. Each one's got a color. And the basic 4 directions that really everybody's involved with is north, east, south, west. So when you 4 years ago he come to retouch up the post just that you folks can see, and he painted the yellow feathers because that's the east and that's the color the sun comes up. And when you go up the driveway, you'll see red ones. They're facing the south because that's the heat or the fire. And you'll see black ones because it's the west, the sunset, it gets dark out, and the land of the snow and ice is white. The direction up's blue, direction down's green, but here in the middle or center is the most important direction. All those directions are in the Bible. Purple is the sign of royalty overseas. So in the Bible, the time they used the color purple once is when they mocked Jesus Christ, King of the Jews, and wrapped him in a purple robe before they crucified him. So I tell you the language I know. I take you to the east is Wabakanaki, Shawa, Kilusqua, and Old Coalmakers, Kewadin. Up is Gitchimanatu, Kosi, God and Son Jesus. Here is Jula Tula, Earth Mother, and here's the middle center is Tika, the heart. That's purple. That's also where our military service people gets, when they get wounded and they get a purple heart, that's where that color comes from.
My
And
father had one of those.
when he was here 4 years ago, the government gave the Native American the right to go back to east, because back in the old days, in the 200s or so, 200 years ago or so, they took the children away from the Native American, took them to schools in the east, like Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and other places. There they shaved their heads, made them wear a white man's clothes, talk like a white man. If they referred to anything as far as being Native American, or even talked their own language, they were severely beaten. Some of those children even passed away. They just dug a hole and threw him in it because it was no account. Well, 4 years ago when he was here, they had got the permission to go to those places, see if they could find any of those remains and take them back out west and bury them either in Mother Earth or make a higher and narrower platform than that, and and they were wrapped in orange cloth in earth or on that scaffold. And I see today that a lot of the natives has t-shirts with orange t-shirts and big bold black letters that says all children matters. So he painted 4 of those 4 posts. He put orange feathers on them
I see,
to remind us.
Yeah.
So any questions about the bison?
I hope you're here when we pass by again, because we'd like to bring our family here. And I think this would be a nice place to bring Sullivan. We just became grandparents a year and a half ago. A little late for me, but we got him, and he's a curious young guy. I'd love to bring him here and have him meet you.
You say you're a little old for that.
Well,
My children are still having great-grandchildren.
yeah, good.
I just turned 85 in July.
Well, good for you. Congratulations.
I have about 8 grandchildren, about 11 great-grandchildren,
Wow.
and 3 sons that's doing all this. My daughter never got married. But I had a pretty good in thing because here, just a little over a year ago, I went to my second son's old son was graduating from high school, and they had an outing, so I got to go. And I was standing there and talking to some people, and something come up and tugged on my britches, and I looked down. Here's a little girl, all dressed up like a little princess with a crown. I said, yes. She said, pick me up.
Oh,
I picked her up. She says, hold me tight. I'm holding her tight, and she says, you're my grandpa. My name is Liliana. Now you can put me down.
wow. Wow, that must have just blew your heart right up, huh?
Yep, so
Wow.
this is Wild Winds.
It's beautiful.
But we're at the end of October. We go to our winter hours. We're only open on Saturdays and Sunday till the 1st of May. The 1st of May, then we're open Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably.
The only time I don't take tours out is if it's lightning. Then we don't go out.
Right. That makes
Rain,
sense.
sleet, snow.
Oh,
whatever.
wow.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a deal. How far is Toledo from here? Where are we? This is okay, I'm in downtown Angola, Indiana. We're at a circle here. It's got a Civil War monument. And there's some people protesting over here. I don't know if they're protesting or if they're celebrating, but I'm gonna go over and talk to them real quick, see what they gotta say. There's no place for it's not really designated for pedestrian walking. It's pretty crowded out here, actually, traffic-wise. I'm not sure how I'm going to get across. We're going to just try to make a dash for it. And I'll walk down here where it actually says pedestrian crossing. Maybe that makes more sense. Okay, so see who they're honking, you see over there? We're going to check it out. How y'all doing? Hey, you mind if I interview you?
Sure.
What you doing out here? What's your message?
Love.
Huh?
Love.
Okay.
I want to bring the country back together. We're too divided right now.
How are we going to do that?
I really didn't have the answer. God put it on my heart the other night to do this today, and I didn't really want to because it's stepping out of my comfort zone. It's not, and I was scared, and today went back and forth all day long. I don't want to do this, God, and God's like, well, too bad. Get out there.
Can you tell us where we're at? Tell me where you're at.
Angola, Indiana.
Okay. And how long you been out here?
I've been out here since about 2:45.
This is your first day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you think this will be more than one day?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, okay.
After today, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came out wanting to spread hope that the world is still good and that there are still good people and that we all want the same thing, which is peace and love. And I have been filled tenfold.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this young man here, is he with you with the same cause? Or
I just showed up.
you got a guitar, you're just playing some music.
Yes, sir.
Is your puppy friendly?
She's friendly.
What's up,
Might be
girlfriend?
funny, her name's
Hello,
Lily.
sweetie. Hello. Oh, good puppy. Good girl. Can I get a little bit of you in here?
Yeah.
What you doing out here? Why?
Supporting her.
Okay.
I like what she stands for.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
Yeah, my wife and I are just pulling through. We stopped here to get something to eat, and I like to get interesting people's stories. I said, you know what, let me. She's over there getting a sandwich for us, but I just thought, let me go over here and just see if these guys will let me, capture them on this little film thing. I share it with us, just my friends, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always interested in people's stories,
Oh, that's awesome.
God bless you for this. We
God
need to
bless
hear
you.
that,
Thank you.
Thank you.